Yes.
All right, Honorable Minister. So you've just been able to, let us know that indeed you listen to cries from different parts of the country. But since you've touched on Lagos, let's talk about that Independence Bridge. You've said that, the real work would happen in 3 weeks. But what will be different, this time around? And at the moment, what is the structural integrity of that field portion, which was already excavated before the emergency work that was done, the palliative work, and how safe really is it for mortuaries, especially those heavy-duty vehicles that would still be plying that route?
I suspect that you are an engineer because you are really using engineering terms. The structural integrity of the bridge. I can say that there may be no other permanent work on the bridge. What we did is in engineering evolved from different kinds of experiments. So we didn't do the piling of the abutment from where the approach slab slipped off, and that's what caused the problem. And about 53 years ago or thereabout, when this was constructed, the method of construction of approach slab is not what is being done today, because the approach slab was constructed, with simply supported, on the abutment on one side and the other by sand, and so when we were digging, we saw that the entire space, upon which the approach slab was resting on were hollow, which means that the earth, the sand, had all escaped. And so when I came, I know that we had done some work, flat sheet piles, around that apartment. And so I believed strongly that by doing that, we have solved the problem of the leakage of sand. But I went under the water to look at it again, whether there is any sign of water seeping into that space, and I didn't see any. Then I started refilling that space with sand and stone base and treated it with cement, and then I brought heavy compactors to compact. I went back at the back of the abutment to check whether there is any leakage of sand, and to check whether there is any wetting of the sand-filled space, by reason of water. Because if water will enter, then you can be sure that sand will leak out. And so we did that heavy compaction, and it's stable. I continued to check it until I left today. I left Lagos today, and so I can say that that may be the final solution. That's what I can say. But we will continue to monitor and to watch it.
All right, so just to be clear, you're saying that the initial plan to revisit that portion of the road in 3 weeks to fix it has been taken care of, and there's necessarily no need to deploy, the team down there in 3 weeks for another job around there.
The parameters that can cause us to revisit that section, and they provide a different kind of method to secure it, are being watched. If those parameters are confirmed, then we will now do permanent work. But if they are not confirmed, then this is permanent work, because this method is also permanent work. We should have said 100% we are sure of the integrity if we had been the one that did the piling of the abutment. Abutment that was done 53 years ago, we have reinforced it, and so we don't know the depth, by which the piles were embedded by reason of skin friction, and that's the only method you can use to do the piling of, any Lagos bridge. You can't find end bearing, you can't locate stones, so it has to be by skin friction. So that is what it is. So the parameters are being watched.
All right, Honorable Minister.